10:49. So next we're diving into an exciting auction happening right here in Chicago, all about the Amazing Kreskin, a legendary mentalist who spent decades leaving audiences speechless with his mind-reading tricks to give us a sneak peek at his stage wardrobe, movie memorabilia, and unique collectibles. Before the live bidding starts tomorrow at 10 a.m. is Gabe Fajuri. He's the president of Potter & Potter Auctions.
Thank you, Kate.
Fahuri.
Anthony,
Yes, Gabe,
Yeah.
nice to meet you too.
Do you guys know anything about Kreskin?
Okay, we
Give it
don't.
to
You
us.
got to give us the whole rundown.
So,
Okay, run us through who this man was. He spanned the decades, right?
I'm not going to ask you both your ages, but to anybody
35.
46.
So neither of you probably saw him 88 times on Johnny Carson,
No.
on David Letterman, 100 times on with Regis, predicting a presidential election with Jimmy Fallon on The Tonight Show.
Oh.
This was a guy who from, I'm going to say, 1970 to the year 2000 was doing hundreds of personal appearances on television shows. Every year I brought in some memorabilia that captures his own television program that he did for 5 seasons up in Canada.
Nice.
He worked with Milton Bradley on a board game, Kreskin's ESP. That's the record that goes with the board game.
Okay.
Sold 1 million of them.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box?
That's a different movie. Maybe you've seen that one. That's his briefcase. So I think one of the most, pardon the phrase, one of the most amazing things about Kreskin is he traveled the world with a show that could fill, multi-thousand seat venues with no more props than would fit into a briefcase.
Wow.
Can
Will
we
you,
open it?
real quick, Gabe, tell us a little more history lesson here. What the difference is between a magician and a mentalist?
Some people would say there's no difference.
Okay.
And some people would say that a mentalist, and I think Kreskin would have agreed, is somebody who's reading your mind, who is not working with props. So, I mean, that's the point I was going to make, is that you go see a show at the theater in Rosemont, David Copperfield comes to town. He's got a stage full of props, he's got assistants.
Right.
Kreskin goes on a plane with his briefcase, and he's performing acts of hypnosis, or what he called suggestion. He's reading your mind. He might be able to tell you an answer to a question that you've written down and sealed in an envelope. He's basically working with your mind and his, and without any sort of fancy apparatus.
What's in here?
So I brought a few things that show kind of the breadth of his career, and so this is one of, I think in one lot in the auction we have 20 of his scrapbooks. He had hired a clipping service, and I'm not sure if they can see this on the camera, but this is one of 20 showing personal appearances. This is the photographic one, but basically making headlines. That's his own television program. And so one lot in the sale, it is a shelf full of this guy's career, this guy's legacy, and all of the things that he did in the world of entertainment.
I'm guessing it's this right here, but what item is expected to fetch the most money or interest?
There's a lot of interest in the briefcase. That's made out of solid rosewood. It has his name engraved on a plaque on the front. But the things that I didn't bring that I think are the most interesting are his diaries showing his time as a kid, imagining his stardom many years later.
And it's never been published.
Never been published. There's a documentary film crew working on a story about Kreskin's life right now. I don't know if you know that John Malkovich played him in a movie about his life called The Great Buck Howard. So we have Kreskin scripts from the film. I think Colin Hanks was also in the movie as the road manager. So we have Kreskin's diaries spanning decades. The thing that I find the most interesting, and you guys will roll your eyes, I'm sure, but they're index cards that chronicle every show he ever did for 50 years.
Wow.
That he kept on his own?
He had a manager or somebody.
Okay, they kept
where he worked, how much he got paid, who the agent was,
that's fun.
all the details. And it is file after file after file after file.
My question is, how did you guys get this stuff? You said you're his manager maybe, but does he have family?
So his family consigned his library and all of his personal effects to our auction. So we've sold many things for celebrities and famous people. The Wachowskis, who made The Matrix, when they closed their office here in Chicago, we sold props from the movie.
So how did that work, just out of curiosity? So they sell it to you, and then you guys sell it?
No, they consign it to us, right? So we sign a contract, and we get a percentage.
Okay, so that's how an auction works. What do we have here?
So I just brought, some of the art that is in the sale. So that's one oil painting of Kreskin as a slightly older man that I thought was kind of representative of how he looked the last few decades of his life.
Yeah.
In front there, that's a relatively famous piece of art there on the cover of the auction catalog. If you could hand that to me.
Sure, right here.
Give people a sense. Tomorrow we are selling hundreds of items in the auction.
Wow.
So it's not just what you're seeing here, his whole library with...
Yeah. Well, so where is the auction happening? It's a live auction, right?
It's a live auction and an online auction for all the people who are too lazy to get out of bed.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's happening at our gallery at Cicero and Belmont at Potter & Potter Auctions, 5001 West Belmont, or you log on to our website, potterauctions.com, and you can watch me get up there.
Are you going to be doing the whole like
Give it a
5 and a 5 and a 5 and a 10 and then 10 and do I hear? Are you going to do that thing?
There's a licensing requirement to become an auctioneer, so you guys are going to need a little more training, I think.
But you're licensed. You're doing it.
I am licensed.
How do you get licensed? Do you have to practice? You practice.
No, it's not about the speech. It's
Don't
about
you have
the
to go-
rules. It's about the money. It's about
Got it. Okay.
So who do you? Sorry, Kate. No, you go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No.
All right. So who do you expect to attend this? Like, are they like super fans? Are they other collectors?
It'll be a cross section. So it'll be people who knew Kreskin. It'll be people who are collectors. Maybe somebody who's interested in comic strips will bid on. I also brought to show these kind of how he was a part of the sort of the cultural milieu, if you will. So that's a strip drawn by Johnny Hart, and there's a Nancy strip featuring Kreskin in the comic strips that would have been in a daily newspaper. Maybe somebody's a fan and they want, his briefcase.
Yeah.
Maybe they collect books and they want something on hypnosis that Kreskin owned. We're selling his whole hypnosis library.
Whoa.
500 books in one lot.
Fun. So what is this his book, the Houdini book?
So we also have things from other collectors in the auction. So the first half is Kreskin stuff, and then we added some other magic and mentalism related items, posters and autographs and photographs and things. And everybody knows the most famous magician who ever lived, Harry Houdini. So I brought two very special Houdini items that are in the auction tomorrow.
Ooh, let's hear about them.
Is this his? Was this his?
This is signed by Houdini to another famous magician. Wow. So that's a portrait of Houdini taken near the end of his life. He died on Halloween in 1926.
No way.
And so that's an autograph photo, and autograph and Houdini collectors will...
They'll go nuts over that thing.
So don't touch that. Don't touch that.
So that's probably $3,000 to $5,000.
Okay.
Now there are things in the auction that'll sell for $50, $100, $200, but we would expect that to sell.
What do you think that the card catalog that you mentioned? What could that conceivably go for?
So everything has an estimate in the catalog.
Yeah,
There's the
it's a beautiful
diary.
catalog, by the way.
Thank
That is really impressive.
On the show archive, I have 2,000 to 4,000.
2,000 to 4,000 as a starting.
Starts at half of the. So
that's the range. That's the range of where it could end up.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
I want to know. Juicy question.
Yeah.
What's the most expensive thing that you've ever auctioned off?
It's also a Houdini-related item. So we specialize in
magic
memorabilia.
Okay.
And we had a prop used in his final tour in 1926, and it brought $324,000.
What was the prop?
What was the prop?
It's a beautiful sort of filigreed table, and a giant rose bush appears on top of the table. It's full of this wonderful mechanism, and it's really, there were only two, and it's a...
Who bought it? A museum?
Somebody who doesn't want you to know his name.
That's classified.
You are kidding me.
He could tell you, but then he'd have to kill you.
Oh.
Yeah, it would be. It's a bad.
I don't want to be killed.
Caitlin could be the saw in half. You know what I mean?
Sure. Wow, this is so fun.
That's cool,
Gabe. You have an Instagram
Gabe.
page that you guys display all of your items?
We have Instagram showing videos. We have automatons in the auction. We've got clips of Kreskin on TV. We've got, of course, a Facebook page. And you can watch a live video stream at potterauctions.com tomorrow. Even if you don't want to participate in the auction, you can watch.
Tune in, get some popcorn.
Wait, how does that work? Is it if it's like who's raising their hand? So like online, you could just be like, I want that, or
you just sign up for an account and you just click the button, and
how much
you can spend your kid's college education in about 20 minutes.
And don't
there
let
you
your kid
go.
have your phone while you're looking at
324
that.
grand.
That could be bad.
Yeah.
Gabe.
Cool.
Fascinating stuff.
So
that was
fun.
really
Thanks
cool.
for
Little
coming
hit.
in.
Thank you for the history lesson too, because
My pleasure.
us lay people, we've heard of Houdini, we've heard of
Sure.
David Copperfield,
Sure.
but
Yeah.
we just haven't heard of all the mentalists out there. I'm
Kreskin.
fascinating.
right.
All right, we're coming up on 11 a.m., which means Caitlin and I
gotta
have to
get
turn
outta here.
things over and get out of here. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the Air and Water Show. If you go swimming, maybe consider
A nose plug.
a nose plug.
Yeah.
And we will hopefully see you back here on Monday.